If you're a charismatic Pentecostal Christian living in North America right now, as I am, you may be scratching your head and wondering what on earth is going on with our part of the church. We've had recent exposés by people like Mike Winger and Julie Roys who have exposed majorly problematic moral issues in some of the flagship leading charismatic churches and ministries in North America. And this has all really come to light in the last couple of years. And you may be thinking, how did we get here and what can we do about this? In this video, I want to suggest that this might be partly a theological, a doctrinal thing. My name's David Ross. I'm a leader at a vineyard church here in Calgary, Epic Vineyard Church here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm also almost finished a PhD in New Testament at Wycliffe College at the University of Toronto. And in my videos and my blogs, I like to combine moving in the power of the Spirit, the gifts of the Spirit, the charismatic Pentecostal piece, and also deep engagement with Scripture and theology and the tradition of the church. Back to our question of the recent moral issues in the charismatic Pentecostal world. Some of you will have heard the phrase or the acronym NAR, which stands for New Apostolic Reformation. It's a phrase and an idea that was coined in the 1980s by the late missiologist at Fuller Theological Seminary, C. Peter Wagner. And basically the idea was that we still have in the modern day church prophets and apostles, just like we had in the first century of the early church of the book of Acts and Paul's letters and so on. I want to say from my perspective, I am generally open to the idea that we still have prophets and apostles in the present era. What I'm not open to, which is something that became associated with the NAR, is that apostles especially are specially anointed individuals who are in charge of the church and who basically are only accountable to other groups of specially anointed apostles. We have language of sort of apostolic overseeing of different churches and ministries. And I am wondering, and I want to suggest, maybe we got ourselves here in the charismatic Pentecostal movement with these moral scandals, which other parts of the church are having too. But how did we get here in our part of the church? I think it might be a lack of accountability. If the church is entirely led and run and governed by specially anointed apostles who are only accountable to other specially anointed apostles, then we have a little bit of you scratch my back, I scratch your back going on, and there's not true, genuine accountability that Christian leaders really need. For example, in my videos here on my channel and my blog, renewingrenewal.com, I'm accountable to my leaders in Vineyard Canada and here at Epic Vineyard Church. If I say something that's off base, if I'm getting too big for my britches, there are people in place who will bring me down a peg and correct me. And I think that might be part of what we're lacking because of the NAR theology that's spread through the charismatic movement in North America. Thanks for watching. Check out the links in the description for some more info.